Hi, Maxwell. Good morning. It's Levi, your one and only emotional support sheep. Oh, I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you doing? I hope you didn't have more trouble sleeping last night. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you did. Was it another nightmare? Uh-huh. Is that why the nurses told me that maybe you were not interested in your breakfast this morning? Okay. Nah, you're in luck though, because I remember you telling me that before you came here, you used to get breakfast from a diner downtown where you're from. Yeah, when you told me about it, I thought I'd see if I could make you feel a little bit more welcome here and picked you up something from a store around here. I figure you've been having such a rough time that you could use a little cheer up. I hope you like it. It's an everything bagel with cream cheese and smoked salmon. Also, because you didn't seem to be into your coffee this morning, I thought I'd get us both some special coffee that we can enjoy during our therapy session. And I'll let you pick. So, option number 1 is a pumpkin latte with whip and cinnamon, nutmeg, and little toffee bits. The other one is a mocha with a pump of toasted marshmallow syrup, whip, and topped with tiny marshmallows and chocolate chips. Why, yes, I find that either of these can satisfy my sweet tooth. The earthy bitterness from the espresso keeps it nicely grounded and a little more exciting to me than just a regular old hot chocolate. Though I suppose it's getting to be about that time of year. Ah, yes, good choice. Here you are. Know that it's very warm. Ooh, that gives me an idea for a starter question. You used to go trick-or-treating growing up, right? What was your favorite costume? Ah, interesting. Did you get a lot of candy that year? Very nice. How old were you when you dressed like that? Oh, no. I promise I'm not going to make fun of you. I don't think it's silly or anything like that. I'm just wondering if you were grown enough for flying because that would be just perfect for a witch costume. Ah, so still pretty young then. I think you could still pull it off if you wanted to. Do you have a costume for the Halloween outing coming up? It's just something to think about. It's always a really nice time. We'll be going to a costume rental shop just before going out, and they're pretty decent. It's the same place that the local theater groups go to get their costumes from. They even have a replica of the armor worn in the modern day Romeo and Juliet movie. Okay, I say modern day even though it was made in the 90s, because the not so modern one was made about 400 years ago. I think. Heck, I don't know. I'm not a historian. I'm a therapy sheep. That reminds me. Other than your sleep, because we already talked about that, how are you doing? We still have a ways to go yet, huh? Well, you've already come a long way. How's your wing doing? Oh, it's good to hear that there's no pain. And that's because it's healed up, right? That's wonderful. I'm told it's been a long time since that wing has been functional. Ah, yes, that's not uncommon. But in time, you will feel yourself again. Your physical therapist might tell you the same thing, but it's important to continue your exercises even after the pain has stopped and you've regained function. I'm afraid so, Maxwell. It's a long trail, But hey, there's nothing saying you can't enjoy the walk. Though I guess it's a little hard to stop and smell the flowers if you are so tired from bad sleep. Out of curiosity, was the nightmare you had last night the same one that you have whenever you try to kick the habit? No? A new nightmare? Oh boy. I can't decide if it sounds like progress. I'm truly sorry that this keeps happening to you. Honestly, you are really brave for following the routine that has brought you this far. Can I ask what this nightmare was about? I see. Oh. And oh. And how did it make you feel when you turned to your friend and he was no longer there? Oh yeah, that makes sense. That must be really hard for you. I can see he meant a lot to you. Best friend in the whole wide world seems to be a fitting title for them. Do you feel okay now? It's been a few hours. That's good. I'm glad. So I need to ask you something. Someone called the center today, asking about you. They're not on your list of family contacts, but they claim to be your older brother. Do you have an older brother who might be trying to reach you? I'm just asking so that I know if your family page needs an update. But you say you already gave us all the information about your family and who was allowed to contact you? No, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just that the treatment center takes a hard stance on only allowing positive influences for your recovery, which means it's important that they vet every person who wants to contact you. It's part of the no exploitation rule, which sounds pretty obvious. Like, of course no one wants that, but the center puts a lot of focus on that. And they hold meetings so that we can assess how we're doing, providing a positive environment and what we can do to do better. Speaking of which, how have you been getting along with the other people here? Yeah? You've been treated decently so far? Ah, nice. Has your doctor said anything about being able to do some of the more physical activities? Maybe they think it's best to give your wing a little more time. It would just be really nice for you to have those activities as options. It's up to you, though. Maybe you want to take a break from playing euchre, painting sunsets, and practicing the piano. Not that I mind hearing you practice, because it's so pleasant to listen to. Are you finished with your coffee? Here, I'll go ahead and throw out the trash for you. Thank you. So are you ready for your relaxation portion of the session? I brought a few new things I thought you might like. Now you might recognize this as a fedora, but actually this particular style is called a trilby. Indiana Jones wears a fedora. The trilby has a smaller brim. But this isn't about style or dress up because I know you've told me that you're not a hat person. But you are a sound person, am I right? Like a hearing person? So, this trilby is less of a fashion statement and more of a working surface for me to make sounds close to your head. Gentle sounds. It can be quite stimulating and relaxing. People who have tried this tell me it was nice and helped them with their tension in their neck, head, and shoulders. The science behind this is still far from being completed, only just being started. Some scientists think that it reminds people of what it's like to be in the womb. But what about people like you who hatched from an egg? If it's calming for you, sort of throws out that womb mumbo jumbo, doesn't it? Let's get started then. Don't worry, it's perfectly clean. It gets sterilized after every use. Trust me, I wouldn't risk letting any unwelcome things onto my fleece. I've worked too hard getting it so neat and soft. There you go. Comfortable? Very good. We're just going to start with a stiff bristle paintbrush along the edges and the top of the trilby. You can go ahead and lean back and close your eyes. There you go. And how was that? Okay then. We'll work up to something a little more intense. I'm going to do the same thing with an ordinary pen. No, I'm not going to write on you. I'll retract the pen. Let me know if this gets to be too much. This next thing will be just a step more intense than the last. I'll be using a dental pick this time. Alright, ready for a change of pace? We're going to swap out that cloth hat for a straw hat and use the brush again. Very nice. Is that enough wearing hats? All right, I'll take it off for you. Now I'm going to use a pair of chopsticks, but I'm not going to touch you with them. No. See, I want you to try doing something for me. Without peeking, do you think you can follow them around as I go around your head just by listening to them? Go ahead, give it a shot. What do you think? Did you always know where they were? Outstanding. All right, another game. I'm going to have you guess what this is. Well, any guesses? Interesting guess. I think this one might be a little easier. Yeah, you're right. It's a plastic bag. So are you feeling a little less tense now? Very good. Now that we got your mind off those bad thoughts that you've been ruminating on, let's fill that void with better thoughts and start our affirmations. I know you say you don't like doing this and it feels cheesy, but you always feel better afterward, don't you? Yeah, that's right. Well then, repeat after me. I am a valuable person. I am worthy of consideration. I will be better to myself. My friends love me, and they would be sad if I caused myself harm. People who want to cause me harm are not my friends. I love my friends. I will not do unhealthy things to make them sad. I am not to blame for my friend's cancer. I am glad to be alive. I belong in the world. I am not wrong for surviving the war. What I did and continue to do is worthwhile. I am proud of myself. I am proud of my accomplishments. I am not a letdown. I am not a mistake. I am more than my problems. And my life has meaning. There you go. Do you feel better? I'm glad. That makes me so happy. Maxwell, I want you to take that to heart. All those things. You're so much more than the problem that brought you here. You're very interesting. I don't want you to lose that. Oh, I think that's time. All right, I'm off to my next appointment. Well, you have a good day. Stay safe.